Noel Gallagher, thanks very much for joining us on Radio Yorkshire.
No worries.
How are you going?
I'm reeked.
Let's start with last night. Were you at Man City last night?
I was, yeah.
What were your thoughts?
I'd have taken, I predicted 0-0 before, and I would have taken it at the kick-off, and that's what came to pass. I think in a one-off game at the Burnabout, that's as good as we can hope for. And in one-off games, anything can happen. But refereeing decision, dodgy linesman, someone getting sent off, anything can happen. So, which is why when we got Real Madrid in the draw, was like kind of the best we could have hoped for. Because over 2 legs, I think they'll give us a chance. And we've got to go there and score. And if we don't score against those over 2 legs, then we don't deserve to be in the final. So, you know, no drama last night. I thought we did all right. The keeper kept us in it, which he has done most of the way through the tournament. And I think it'll be all right. Are
you getting excited about Pep Guardiola, as most Man City fans are, or are you sad to see Pellegrini go?
No, Pellegrini's been great. But, you know, we're third in the league, 15 points behind Leicester. That's why he's going. He's not going because he's not a good manager or anything like that. It's like, you know, if we get to the final and he wins the Champions League, brilliant. He's got to go. We shouldn't be 15 points behind Leicester. We should have won the league 6 weeks ago. You know, and that's what you're measured on. And he's a lovely guy, and I've met him a few times. Pellegrini, he's great. You know, and he's won 3 trophies for us so far. So, but yeah, Pep. Yeah, of course, it's a new era, and he's the best coach in the world. And you know, there's going to be a brand new team, and we've got a new kit, and the future's bright, man.
Future's blue. We cover Leeds United. We do all their home and away games.
Surely you mean dirty Leeds.
Well, I was going to ask you your thought on Leeds United, because like Man City, Leeds United are going through some troubles at the moment, have done for a while. Man City went through similar sort of problems.
Yeah, I mean, Leeds were in the Champions League semi-final and drew the home leg 0-0, I do believe. I'm a bit ignorant of what league you in. I'm a bit ignorant of that. Is it the Championship or the one below that? In the Championship. I don't really take much notice of. Well, I do see the odd story. There's some crazy owner and he's put his dog in charge and that. Is that right? He's one of his cats runs the youth team or something. That's what I'm hearing. But it's a shame because Leeds is one of the great institutions. You know what I mean? And I was driving up from Manchester today and seen Ellen Road, and we was kind of like, oh, you know, kind of miss going there. It was a bit tasty and that, but it'd be great if Leeds were back in the top flight. We don't need Norwich. Do you know what I mean? We don't need people like Burnley up there. You know what I mean? So it'd be great to have Leeds back. But what can you say? It was you lived the dream for a bit, but you didn't watch the pennies.
Playing obviously Leeds' first direct arena tonight. It's one sort of arena of the year last year.
The coveted Arena of the Year award. Yeah, I do have a bedroom that's won that. I've never been here before, but apparently it's bright. Is it brand new?
It's what is it? 2 years old? Something like 2 years old. Yeah.
Sounds good in there. It looks good from the outside.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks posh. It's nice. The Leeds get arena. You know, Sheffield have been taking all the glory for the past few years, haven't they? Yeah, it's good. It's nice to be in Leeds.
Yeah. I want to talk, because we were talking earlier on, Danny, and Danny's a massive fan of Oasis and Noel Gallagher, like I am, naturally, like most of the world are. And we were talking about What's the Story of Morning Glory, because it's 21 years this year that it came out.
Yeah, it's 20 years ago today that we played Main Road.
That's right, it is, isn't it? That was, and this year's 20 years since Nebworth as well, isn't it? Was it?
It's also 20 years since I've been a millionaire, which is far more important. I think next year is 20 years since I've been a multimillionaire. So I tend to celebrate that repeatedly for at least 6 or 7 weeks.
Any chance a few of those millions might buy Leeds United? You never know.
No, that would be no. That'd be like putting it into a massive bucket and pouring it down the drain, wouldn't it? Buying any football club.
Yeah, that's quite true. That's quite true. Well, we were talking about What's the Story, and it's 21 years, we say. Danny was 2 when that came out, but he's still one of your biggest fans. That must, like, warm your cockles.
Well, it's a great thing, you know. It's like when I'm doing gigs and I look out on the crowd and there's people singing the songs that weren't even born when they were released. You know, it's a great thing because as a new generation of fans comes along, it keeps the songs younger for you. Do you know what I mean? You don't get bored of, and you're listening to the song through their ears for the first time. So it's a brilliant thing. But it's amazing how those first two records have endeared and lasted a lifetime, and all the B-sides as well. Whoever wrote them must have been a genius, is all I'm saying.
Yeah. He probably was. That Liam was amazing.
And worth the millions.
I wanted to talk about one of the B-sides because me and my wife, our favourite song of all time is Talk Tonight.
All right. Okay.
And there's I don't know. There's what Talk Tonight's about. I've read stuff on the internet, and you never know what stuff's true or not. But some of the lyrics in there are fantastic. All your dreams are made of strawberry lemonade. Where did that come from?
Well, you know the drink Snapple?
Yes.
They had strawberry lemonade. And do you want to tell you the story of Talk Tonight?
Please.
I was on tour in America with Oasis, and we'd had a bit of a falling out. And I'd met this girl in San Francisco, an Asian girl, whose name escapes me. And I'd kind of got the arse with everyone and went to stay with her for a bit. And that song is just a little tale of a weekend I spent in San Francisco. And she drank strawberry lemonade. And the place to take you to the place where you played when you were young, there was a little park around where she lived, where she grew up as a child. It's all very autobiographical. And funnily enough, I've never seen the girl since.
I've only seen you perform it once, and that was in Perth, Western Australia, a fair few years ago when you did an acoustic set and Gem, I think.
Well, I'm playing it tonight, actually, so I do play it quite a bit. I've only just recently put it back in the set because it's one for the ladies. The ladies love it, you see.
I do love it as well, I've got to be honest with you.
I mean, I'm not casting any aspersions on you, but it is one for the ladies, it's got to be said.
If you could say it was for Lulu tonight, which is my wife, I think I might not have to...
If I could remember that, I barely remember the words to the song, far less. Because people would be going there, how does he know Lulu? Because she lives across the street from me in London, Lulu.
Oh, really? Right.
Yeah, I live on the canal runs down the middle of the street. She lives across the street.
Right.
So if it ever gets written up in the paper, she'll be thinking I'm dedicating songs to her. Well, there's anything wrong with that, but you know, my missus will be like, "What are you doing, dedicating songs to Lulu?"
There's a documentary coming out about Oasis this year. It's the same people that did Senna, isn't it? Asif Kapadia, I think.
And Amy, yeah.
I'm intrigued to see that because I mean Amy and Senna are fantastic.
Yeah, the difference between this one and the other two is no one dies in the end of this one.
Well, that's good news.
Yeah. Well, actually, this is a true story. Some guy when we were talking about making the film, blah blah blah, and you know how successful it might be, this, that, and the other. And he said, "Well, of course, you know, if it's really going to be a successful, one of you guys has got to die." Yeah, and I was like, okay, well, look, we can arrange that as long as it's not me. That could probably be arranged. But I haven't seen it. I've got to go and see a first edit of it when I get back to London on Sunday. You know, we were all involved. The only person not to speak in it is Gwiggs, because he lost the power of speech in 1998 and has been listening to Bob Marley ever since. And yeah, everybody that was involved in it kind of focuses on from 1991 all the way to Nebworth.
Yeah.
Which, you know, from me joining the band, which quite frankly is when it took off. I mean, who wants to know before that? From me joining the band to walking out on stage at Nebworth was about 3.5 years, which is it's an unbelievable. You don't realise it until you start talking about it. And from signing off the Dole, there's a couple of 2.5 years, 3 years before we got to Nebworth. I mean, it's an unbelievable ride, and all the madness that went with it. And yeah, we've all spoken. I've done 20 odd hours of interviews for it, so I'll be interested to see it. But yeah, it should be good.
That'll be very interesting because you look at the music now and the music industry. Then it's just slightly different.
It's fair to say there'll be a bit of bad language in it.
I'd imagine so.
Yeah, if the BAFTAs are giving out BAFTAs for swearing, I can safely predict now this one's going to win hands down.
Who would win it? Would it be Liam or would it be you?
That's a close one. That's a close one. Liam's swearing would be probably more brutal.
Right.
But mine would be far more artistic. So it depends what you give him merits for.
Are you a big fan of things like Apple Music, Spotify, and the way we sort of consume music now?
Well, it doesn't really matter whether you're a fan of it or not. I mean, I don't stream anything. I don't believe in it. I don't want access to 900 million shit albums. You know what I mean? I want access to the 3 that I really like. You know what I mean? So, but it's the way of the world. You know, I've got a teenage daughter. Her brain can't compute why you would go and queue up outside a record shop in the rain to buy an album. She can't. That doesn't to the new generation. She's like, people used to queue up to buy your records. Overnight, you know, that bends her head, bless her. So I don't stream. I don't like it. I mean, effectively, don't like it because I don't get paid for it. If I got paid for it, I'd be bigging it up right now. But I'm just not into it. You know what I mean? But yeah, it has changed. The music's changed as well, and the way people consume music and the way music is made. All the studios are shutting down, and I think music itself is becoming a bit bland. Even rock music is bland. You know, people are always going on about rock and roll dead and blah, blah, blah. Well, there's 2 separate things now. Rock is alive and kicking, you know, and it's wearing shorts and it's screaming somewhere. Screaming some angst by a rich kid into a microphone about how their parents ignored them when they were children. So that's rock, and that's great, you know what I mean? Whereas rock and roll is as dead as a dodo.
Yeah.
Because it's a completely different thing. Rock and roll is in the way you walk and the way you talk and the clothes that you wear and how you smoke and how you drink and how good looking your girlfriend is. Rock is just... That's how loud you shout, isn't it?
Yeah, that's true.
How long your hair is and... You know,
who are you listening to at the moment? If you have an iPod or anything like that, who do you listen to right at the moment?
Well, I mean, one of the good things about modern technology is the playlist and the shuffle thing, where you can just you can have your entire record collection in a little thing like that, and put it on, and you can be around the house and just listen. Things come on that you wouldn't, you know. I don't think I've listened to an album. No way, Neil Young's playing here. For
giving away tickets on a competition if you want to apply.
Really, what's the question?
I'm not 100% sure at the moment. You probably just need to email in.
All right, okay. Yeah, I could probably do that.
Okay.
I mean, the last record that I bought by a contemporary artist, which I liked, was a band called Jungle, which was great. And but yeah, I just listen to old stuff, really.
Okay. I've got some listener questions.
Please don't tell me one of them is what's your favourite song.
You turned down the X Factor panel job in the past.
Twice.
Twice. Any chance of giving it a go in the future? That's from Sean.
Simon Cowell, bless him, who I like, and I've got nothing against him or his TV show, would have to make me the most psychedelic offer that he's ever made anyone in the history of show business for me to even consider it. Not because I don't like the X Factor or anything like that. It's just I've got better things to do on a Saturday night than be sat live on the television with Cheryl, whatever her name is this week.
I'm not sure if she's on it anymore.
Now saying that might be a deal breaker.
Jackie Churchill, she's seeing you in Bournemouth on Saturday. Will you have a selfie with her?
Well,
it's a difficult one, that, Noel.
How do you answer that? What is the correct answer to that? I can tell you what's probably going to happen. She's probably not going to get one. But, you know, you never know. You never know. If you catch me waiting at a bus stop somewhere and I've got nothing to do, I'm prone to do selfies. No, it's not going to happen. No.
Warren asks, what's the best gig you've ever performed at? Is it Nebworth? I mean, he went to Nebworth, and that's why he's asking.
Oh, well, I mean, they're for different... I mean, Nebworth was extremely important for what it represented, but the best gig... There can be really odd ones, you know. You can be playing in Pittsburgh and come off stage and think that's the greatest thing you've ever done. The funny thing about gigs is there's so many factors that make a great gig. Like, I mean, I've come off stage so many times thinking that was awful. For whatever reason, you know, your sound man will come in, who was out front and say, that's the best thing I've ever seen. You go, really? Or then you'll be off stage and think that your band has played great, and and the sound man will come in and say, well, I lost the bass for 6 songs. And you're like, really? Or the lighting man will say, yes, when the lights didn't work. So you know what I mean? It's kind of, I don't really judge gigs. While I'm doing it, I'm just in the moment, I'm singing the songs, and when I come off stage, I don't like talking about it, you know what I mean? I'm just like, let's put some music on and, you know, let's behave like rock stars. So I don't know. Nebworth's pretty good because of the spectacle and what it represented. Main Road, because it was our first stadium. But I've done a few gigs, you know, over the last couple of months that I thought were really good, but I can't, I mean, that's where they were, I have no idea.
Maybe it'll be tonight.
Maybe it'll be tonight. Yeah, I mean, I've got a bit of a cold now. I've had a bit of a cold for the last few gigs, so I'm not sure my voice is in great shape. But you never know.
You never know.
You never know.
One final question. No, I keep touching your knee, so apologies about that. Sorry about that.
It's not going unnoticed.
I haven't got that on camera. All right, then.
I actually quite like it.
One final question. If the planets were aligned correctly, and the money was right, forces were all correct, do you think it's ever going to happen that BDI get back together?
Oh, that's it, yeah. The oldies are still the goodies, yeah. I haven't heard that one for at least a couple of weeks now.
Oh, we thought that was going to be slightly different.
Yeah, no, you need to get out more, mate. That is... that another one, yeah, no, it's that's been going around for a bit. Well, you'd have to speak to members of BDI, wouldn't you?
You must get asked similar questions around that all the time. Do you get sick of that now? We aren't going to ask it.
Well, you are asking it in a certain roundabout kind of way, but I don't mind. I understand people asking it. It doesn't annoy me. I do sigh quite a lot and think, what are people expecting you to say to go? You know what? Between me and you, Yorkshire Radio exclusive here, we are getting back together. You know, but
Clip that out.
you know, but no, it's not on the radar for me. But saying that, if the money was right, I would really consider it.